Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track by an act named N2KAOS titled Stonefire. And if we switch over to here, we have it on Music B, where the single art for this is predominantly taking over the screen. It's part of why I'm glad that I have a green screen now, so that I don't have the rest of my room kind of cutting into the single art here. A mild amount of professionalism shown there. I am looking forward to reviewing this track. I haven't listened to N2KAOS before. They do have like a website and other social media links as well that we'll have a look at near the end. I usually do a little a B-roll card with the image of like the website and stuff. So I'll put the links in the description if you don't watch that. But we're going to listen through this track from start till finish. Here we think. Let's go. Hang on. Did I catch the start of that? It just started very abruptly. Oh, it did. Okay, cool. Oh, it starts with a snare. I wasn't sure whether I'd kind of... Okay, that's cool though. I like that we're not doing the typical kick and then the snare.
Your world is on fire. There's no saving you. The heat from the earth is burning you through.
I kind of dig this. I kind of like this song. I think it's well written and well spaced so far. You know, you've got those guitars on the side, nicely panned with the drums. There's a crispiness to the tone of them. It anticipates a tension and an edginess there that I'm kind of vibing with. And the vocals are nice and clean, which contrasts with that.
Flame the same, calling your name. You don't wanna go after you're covered in shame. Your world is on fire. Stone fire.
Nice tone filler, bringing up that intensity.
Take a little bit and it gets you higher. Fire, stone fire. One more trip, then you call it quits. Till the spark burns brighter. The flames are teasing.
I do like this song. I like how it's written. I can hear the guitar and the drums really well. Maybe the bass is a little bit quiet. I was expecting there to be a little bit more low-end resonance in that chorus section, but if that's the way that N2KAOS want to roll, that's fine. It sounds like we've got a fairly solid, similar energy level to like the verses and stuff like that, even though it could just be a perceived loudness kind of thing. Again, it's not necessarily like a comment on the production or anything like that. It just could be like an instrument choice.
Puppet on your master's wire. It's called Stone Fire.
Is there a bass guitar in this? I mean, it doesn't need to be a bass guitar. There's lots of room for that kick there, though. The kick's nice and punchy. And I'm liking that we're not going again with that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We've got some different grooves. We're playing with expectations of the listener. Those breakbeats there are kind of dope as well. There's a sync. The guitars and drums are sync nicely as well.
Haunting your soul. Chocolate covered candies taste good, then they take their toll. You toss the wrapper out in the dark, so no one will know but it's there, staring at you from the floor. You don't want the fire anymore. The flames lick, they stick, they caress your breasts and legs, drawing you.
We got a little bit of. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure if that we're got like a distortion on the vocal track or something at this point. We could be like getting louder. And I know that sounds really dumb. Hear me out. What I mean by louder is like we may not have put like a compressor at a point on that vocal channel. I think we have put a compressor on there, but there's just a little bit of gain on there that I wasn't expecting.
Inside you feel dead, so dead, so dead, but you just can't resist. The power, the rush, the sensation. The world is on fire. You're a slave, you say you won't go back. You're hopeless and weak.
A slave and you won't go back. The world is on fire. Are we talking about the chaos going on in the world right now and how a lot of stuff is kind of a mess?
And you feel the burn, and like the shackles chained to your feet.
cool. Yeah, no. There's a sameness with the loudness of these bits. I think if there was any sort of constructive criticism I'd add, while I appreciate the guitar, the drums and the vocal performances are quite, they're good. They're good. I'm enjoying it. It would have been good to maybe have like some parts which were like noticeably quieter. Just if you're gonna have like a build, you need to have the part before the chorus a little bit quieter, even if it's automation in the master chain or something like that. Just so that people are like, oh, this is happening. Because at the moment, if you hear everything the same loudness, what happens is you have the situation where the build isn't so much a build as just like a standard transition. But I could tell we're trying to do a build there because we've got these drums getting faster and faster with like the snare fills and stuff like that. But then it could also be a stylistic preference to have everything at that same loudness. I'm liking these guitar arpeggios in the chorus section. That fill there, that fill at the halfway point there was kind of dope as a sort of a midway point, a splitter in there. I also like the fact that the vocalist, she's repeating her melodies and sort of staging them in a way where they are easy to digest and you can kind of just, you can safely predict it and it helps you to enjoy the song because you're not constantly anticipating something new. If that makes sense? Yeah, there's noticeable gain on that vocal track, but that's okay.
Stonefire.
Yeah, that was cool. There was constant tension in that rhythm section. Constant tension in the rhythm guitars. It replicates the feeling of tension and that dissonance that we get from the story that's being told by the vocalist. The way shackles to your feet and stuff like that. Like how we're a slave to the world around us being on fire. Like, are we talking about the whole people are sheep kind of angle? You're not actually awake kind of vibe that I get. Oh, great. That's fun. I have nanolith panels over there, and occasionally they'll just change colors without me wanting them to. And sometimes they go a complete weird color for the green screen. So if you saw anything weird there for a moment, hell, I don't even know how long it has been purple. So it might have been purple for a while, but I also don't want to sort of remove what I said in the review. So I'm in a tricky situation, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, I think it might be that angle thematically. Ari, the people not being sort of awake and kind of like the world burning around them. Because this is, of course, the conclusion. If that's what the story is about, the song was structured in a way that you had that verse, that bit of extra explanation for the theory behind it, and then the hook line. We developed that as we went across. We had an interlude as well with some bridges in between the verses and chorus. So there were bits of change within this. The guitars remained the same for the most part. We went between like strumming and palm muted bits to like the arpeggios in the chorus, which again are great ways of going between like a verse and a chorus. You have one type of guitar rhythm playing for one and one on the other. And I know that like this track Stonefire, how long is it? It's like, it's 3 minutes 30, so I know you couldn't have really maybe fit like a grandiose guitar solo in there. Maybe it wouldn't have suited. Maybe we're just trying to make ourselves a catchy single, which is fine. I just feel like there was room in this track for like an additional lead element occasionally. It was nice that we didn't have the vocals all the time, and again, the singer showed great vocal technique. I think there were a few times where I could hear where she was using sort of, and I don't take this the wrong way. There's like using, how do I say this? There was a bit of the throatiness in regards to some of those lower changes to those lower notes that I could hear distinctly. We might have been extending our range a little bit to get down to a lower note than we might have necessarily been comfortable with. Or maybe we were comfortable and that's just the way we do the singing there. I'm not quite sure. Either way is fine. It's just stuff I noticed, But like, again, the guitar and drums were fantastic. I couldn't hear the bass guitar in there. Maybe there wasn't a bass guitar. And if so, that's fine. Again, I think there's 2 people in this band. So, like, if I'm not mistaken, there's 2 people. So it's a duo. So I understand if, like, you're doing live stuff, it's kind of difficult to have, a guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer when you've got 2 people. It's kind of hard to fill in those. You have to be like Steve Vai with a 3-neck guitar or something like that. But yeah, the instrumental performances were solid. I enjoyed the production, the recording, mixing, mastering was great. I know I sort of riffed on, excuse the pun because we're talking about guitars. I know I riffed on a little bit about not the necessarily dynamic range, but just the perceived loudness and like the mixing and mastering. I understand it's important to have like loud tracks in music. but it can be cool just if we have bits where like we have things actually fully drop out, even if we don't want to do automation with the master chain. Just have things get a little bit quieter sometimes. And I know that, again, the vocals increase the perceived loudness, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really know, you know, N2KAOS that well. I think Stonefire is a well-written song. Again, if it's the first impression, I'm happy with it. I'd like to see where these guys go in future. I'm hoping they can explore like further development with the songs they do in future, like add some guitar solos in, or maybe even put some like additional vocal harmonies in there and stuff like that. But I think this is a great song and they did very, very well. So well done to N2KAOS with Stonefire. This is effectively my review though of this song. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this track, please do go show N2KAOS some love via their various social medias and their website. And stay cool and stay safe. And please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. I'll catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.